Welcome to True Life Lessons, where we explore the deepest wisdom found in the simplest stories of our everyday existence. Once, in a rugged valley surrounded by mist, lived a young herder named Ethan who carried the weight of the world. Although his body was present in the lush fields, his mind was always drifting far away into a terrifying future. He was constantly plagued by endless questions that started with what if, creating scenarios of disaster that had not happened. What if the goats suddenly get sick and die? What if the market crashes and I remain poor forever in misery? This constant state of worry drained his energy, making him feel heavy and exhausted before the day had even begun. He was missing the golden sunrise, the cool breeze, and the simple joy of being alive because of his fear. Even his animals could sense his unease, becoming restless and harder to manage because their leader was mentally, utterly lost. Every small task felt like a massive burden because his mind was busy solving problems that did not actually exist. He was trapped in a prison of his own making, a cycle of anxiety that robbed him of his peace. One day, driven by restlessness, Ethan took his flock to a new grazing spot near a large, ancient Neem tree. There sat an old man, radiating a strange calmness, meticulously mending a torn bag with a steady and gentle hand. Ethan stopped to catch his breath, looking ragged and worn out, contrasting sharply with the elder's peaceful and serene presence. The wise man looked up, his eyes filled with compassion, and invited the young herder to rest in the shade. Ethan sat down but could not sit still, his eyes darting around, checking for dangers that were not even there. The old man asked softly, "Why do you carry such a heavy burden when you are walking on flat ground?" Ethan looked at his empty shoulders in confusion and replied, "I am not carrying anything, just my shepherd's staff." The elder smiled and pointed to Ethan's head, saying, "I do not mean your back, but your overburdened, tired mind." Ethan sighed and poured out his heart, talking about his fears of poverty, sickness, and the uncertainty of tomorrow. The wise man listened patiently, never missing a stitch, his hands moving with the rhythm of the present moment. Then the old man pointed to the flock and asked, "Look at your goats, Ethan. What are they doing right now?" "They are eating grass," Ethan replied, puzzled by the simplicity of the question, wondering what the old man meant. Are they worrying about the grass running out next week? Or are they afraid the sky will fall down tomorrow? Ethan shook his head slowly and admitted, "No, they are just content with the grass they have in front of them." "Exactly," the elder said. "They are at peace because they live here and now while you are living in tomorrow. Imagine you are trying to carry a mountain on your back that does not even exist yet in reality." The old man picked up a small pebble and said, "Life is actually only as heavy as this small stone. You can hold this pebble easily, but you are trying to carry all the pebbles of your entire future at once." Ethan felt a sudden shift in his perspective, as if a heavy fog was lifting from his clouded mind. "Worrying does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow," the wise man said. "It only empties today of its strength." Ethan looked at his hands, relaxed his clenched fists, and finally allowed himself to feel the cool, gentle breeze. If you take good care of the present moment, the future will naturally take care of itself in due time. Ethan stood up, bowed in deep gratitude, and looked at the world around him with a fresh new vision. He returned to his flock, and instead of shouting in panic, he gently stroked the head of a frightened goat. He began to practice what he learned, focusing entirely on fixing a broken fence without thinking about other things. His hands were steady as he worked, pouring all his attention into the simple act of tying a knot. When he found an injured goat, he did not panic about losing money, but simply treated the wound immediately. He applied the herbs with care and love, focusing only on healing the animal right there in that moment. At lunch, he sat under a tree and truly tasted his bread, grateful for the food he had today. He looked at the sky and smiled, no longer scanning for storms, but simply admiring the beauty of the clouds. Under his attentive care, the flock grew healthier and stronger because he addressed their needs as soon as they arose. When he went to the market, he sold his produce for a better price because the quality was excellent. He used the money to improve his farm, solving problems one by one, building a stable life step by step. When a neighbor asked for his secret to success, Ethan smiled and touched a small pebble hanging around his neck. He replied simply, "I stopped trying to carry the mountains of the future and focused on the pebbles of today." The transformation was not magic. It was the result of shifting his mind from the imaginary future to reality. Ethan found that true peace does not come from controlling the future, but from trusting his ability to handle today. Like Ethan, many of us suffer more in our imagination than in reality, fearing shadows that may never actually appear. We cannot change yesterday, and we cannot live tomorrow today, so why waste our precious energy worrying about them? The best way to prepare for the future is to do your very best with the tasks right in front of you. When you let go of the burden of the future, you sleep better, work better, and love better today. Your energy is contagious. When you are calm and present, the world around you reflects that peace back to you. Ethan learned that he could not control the weather, but he could control how he prepared his shelter today. Do not let the ghosts of the future steal the joy of the present moment. For now is all we have. Time is the most precious currency we have. Spending it on worry is like burning money that you can never recover. Wisdom is meant to be shared, and Ethan passed on the lesson of the pebble to others who were struggling. Imagine how much we could achieve if we converted all our worrying time into productive action and focused work. The ancient tree stands tall not by worrying about the wind, but by sinking its roots deep into the earth today. Happiness is a choice we make every morning, to carry the heavy mountain or to simply hold the light pebble. Years later, Ethan became the wise man under the tree, helping others find their way back to the present. He lived a full and rich life, not because he was rich in gold, but because he was rich in time. So, my friends, I invite you to focus on today, for it is the only place where life truly exists. Take a deep breath right now, look around you and appreciate the small, beautiful things that are present in your life. Write down one thing you can do today to improve your life, and do it with all your heart and attention. Remember the pebble. When you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, am I carrying today's stone or the mountain of the future? Ethan's journey reminds us that peace is not found in a different place, but in a different mindset. Do not wait for everything to be perfect to be happy. Be happy now by embracing the imperfections of life. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Be like nature, steady and present in your own natural rhythm. As the sun sets on our story, let the heavy burdens fall from your shoulders and walk lightly into your evening. May you find the strength to hold just the pebble of today and leave the mountain for another time. Thank you for joining us on this journey of wisdom and discovery here on our channel, True Life Lessons. If this story touched your heart, please like and subscribe to help us share more inspiring stories with the world. Click on one of the videos on the screen now to continue your journey of growth and find more inner peace. Always remember, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present. This is True Life Lessons signing off. Wishing you a peaceful day filled with presence and joy. See you next time.